Right, let's look at page 4 now, which is this side, and again we're going to work on one at a time because it's going to be easier for you. So this is page 4, so let me swing this back. Even though it's a double page layout, we'll still work on one page at each time. So for page 4, let's turn our page over. So we're going to work directly onto this page here. But the first thing I want to do is to tear one of the pages out. So again, just one at a time. So I'm tearing one of those out. I'm going to flip this over because we're going to work directly on this side. So the first thing I want you to do is, with your page that we've just torn out, this is going to fit in on here. I want you to just cut in 6 1/4 inches down. So in the paper trimmer, 6 1/4 inches. Pop that to one side because we can use that later. I'm going to take that out and I'm going to glue this directly onto my page as a pocket. Okay, but so we're only going to glue 3 sides. So I'm going to use tacky glue. You can use red liner tape if you prefer, but I'm literally putting just a bead of glue on 3 sides. That's as easy as this pocket's going to be. Some of the pages in this album are really quick and easy, some are a little bit more difficult, so I've tried to sort of cater for crafters of all abilities. And then you're just going to line those corners up and the edges, and then just smooth that down. And I want that stuck down first. Okay, so that is in position. If you've got any seeping out, just wipe that away. So that's the first stage we're going to do. Now pop that to one side while that is drying. Bring our trimmer out and get your chosen paper, which I've got this lovely rose gold and the floral one. This is from the Poetic Rose. And you're going to trim this to 6 inches. So lining that up at the 6-inch mark. And then trim down the other side to 11 1/4 inches. So 11 1/4 inches. Oh, you can't really see what I'm doing there. Let me bring that in. 11 1/4. Okay, and trim that down. And then I'm going to use my corner punch on those corners just to give a little bit of interest. Just empty that out. That was full of little corners. So that's done like that. Okay, so that's that bit done. The next thing I'm going to do is with my other pattern paper, which is this one. Now this one we're going to put part on one side and part on the other side to make that go across. The paper I've chosen is quite plain in the middle. So I'm going to use this strip and I'm going to use this strip. But I'm going to use this strip on the page we're working on now. So you're going to line that up and I want that to measure 4 3/4 inches. So 4 3/4 inches. Keep this for the next page. So that's 4 3/4 inches by 11 1/4. And I'm not going to round the corners on this part, and that's that done. And then I've got myself a piece of pink card, which is going to act as my big photo mat to go inside. And this is going to measure 6 inches. So that's 6 inches. I've done by 10 3/4. Now this is where again we're going to fit it into the pocket first, and we can trim it down if we need to. So So I won't round the corners on that yet. I'm going to leave that to one side. So let's now stick these elements together. Now you might look at my paper and think, oh hang on Dawn, you're going a bit wibbly wobbly. It's only because the glue is wet. Once the glue is dry, it all flattens out beautifully, trust me. So this piece is going to go on here. I know it's a bit hard to see on the black, but if I bring that just in that edge, can you see I've got a border all the way around? Okay, so let's just use the all-purpose this time, because we're just matting and layering really. Oh, I forgot to ink my edges. I could do that quickly. See, it even happens to me. I get carried away, just want to get stuck down. So, oh, let me do that quickly. I'm going to get inky hands, but not inky hands, gluey hands, but it won't take me a minute just to do that. I'm sure I can find a wet wipe. Got so carried away with sticking down. That's it. Right, now let me stick down with my inky hands. So I'm just making sure I've got that border all the way around. I'm going to move it over a little bit. That's the nice thing about using wet glue. That's it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let me just find a wipe for my gluey hands now, because I got carried away. Okay, and then this piece, I'm not going in the pocket. I'm not wasting pattern paper in the pocket. So I'm just going to butt it right up close. So I've still got black going all the way around the black card. Okay, but what I am going to do is ink the edges before I glue. See, it happens to the best of us. We're just so excited to show you what we're doing and for you to create these beautiful projects. Get a bit carried away. Right, so that can now be glued down. Very simply. So I'm just going to butt up to the pocket, but I'm not going in the pocket. And again, I'm looking, my head's not in camera shot. That's it. So you've got that black trim all the way off, so it's giving you that nice matte and layer, and just giving that a good smooth out, so that looks fine. Okay, now this is where you need to make sure your photo mat fits. Might still be a little bit wet in the pocket, so make sure that fits in. Yeah, that's fitting in fine. So I'm going to pull around to these. Now this photo mat of this size, you can get 2, nearly 3, if you overlap them, landscape 6x4 photographs. So I've done 3 on one side and 2 on the other. If you've got portrait, this is where you can overlap things or trim down, or use your cut apart cards on there as well. You know, this is where you can use your imagination. If you want to make your photo mat bigger, you can. The choice is entirely yours. If you want to add little photo mats, you can. Again, the choice is entirely yours. This is where I'm giving you a starting point, and hopefully your imagination will take you a little bit further. And that is the nice thing about this. This is giving you an idea. You can then take the idea however far you want. So that's going to pop into there. I'm still conscious that my glue around the edge might be a little bit wet, and I'm just going to have it sticking out a little bit. So if I bring on the finished page, you'll see what it's like when it's finished. So here I've done one of the cutter part, and I've used some of that black card just to mat and layer that. So I've got 2 pictures on there. I've cut down 2 pictures to go on here. So all I've done is cut them down, and then I've rounded the corners on that side just to give the illusion that they're on the other side of the page. And then your big photo mat, you see I've put 2 pictures there with a nice cutter part, and then on the other side here I've got 3, but I've slightly overlapped them so it covers it entirely. And that's what you can do. But you could put smaller photo mats, you could have them going around that way if you didn't want to have photographs on the back here. Choice is yours. Okay, it's a nice big pocket again for putting memorabilia, you know, if you visited a place or invitations, anything like that. So that is page 4, and now we're going to look at the contrasting page to go with that, which is page 5.